Mirror of possibilities. It's a rainy afternoon when Emma finds an antique shop in a quiet corner of her town. She has always been interested in old things, believing they have their own stories. As she looks around, her eyes are drawn to a large, full-length mirror hidden behind a dusty curtain. The frame is gold, decorated with detailed carvings of vines and flowers. Something about it feels different, almost alive. The shopkeeper, an old man with a knowing smile, says to her, "This mirror has been waiting for someone like you." Curious but a bit nervous, Emma buys the mirror and takes it home, putting it in her bedroom. That night, she notices something strange. The reflection doesn't just show her room, it shows a version of her room that is a little different. The colour of the walls, the furniture arrangement, even the clothes she sees herself wearing in the mirror are not what she actually has. In the next few days, Emma realises the mirror isn't showing her room at all. It's showing her life in a parallel universe. Every night, when she looks into the mirror, she sees a different version of herself, living a different life based on choices she didn't make. In one reflection, she is an artist, with her walls covered in her own paintings. In another, she is a businesswoman, confident and powerful. Each version shows what her life could have been. At first, it is fascinating. She finds herself wanting to look into the mirror more and more, eager to see what her other selves are doing. But then she starts noticing changes in her own life. Her reflection in the real world starts to match what she sees in the mirror. The clothes she sees herself wearing in the parallel world appear in her wardrobe. She finds sketches she doesn't remember drawing, and business plans she never wrote. One evening, Emma sees something that frightens her. The reflection in the mirror shows her standing in her room, but behind her is a shadowy figure. She turns around quickly, but there's nothing there. When she looks back at the mirror, the figure is gone. Shaken, she decides to stay away from the mirror, but it's too late. The lines between the two realities are becoming blurred. Emma starts losing track of time. She'll wake up in one life and fall asleep in another, unable to tell which one is real. The mirror, once a silent observer, starts to change too. The carvings on its frame change slightly, the vines twisting tighter, the flowers blooming and wilting as if they are alive. It becomes clear that the mirror has its own plan. One night, unable to sleep, Emma faces the mirror. "What do you want from me?" she asks, her voice trembling. To her surprise, the mirror responds, not with words, but with images. It shows her the many lives she could have lived, each one leading to a different version of herself. Then it shows her a vision of her current life merging with one of the parallel lives. The two versions of herself are coming together, becoming one. The mirror wants her to choose which life she will keep, and which will disappear forever. Emma realizes that the mirror feeds on choices, on the potential of what could have been. It has been influencing her, pushing her towards a decision that will determine her fate. Emma is conflicted. She sees the attraction of the other lives, lives where she made different choices, lives where she's more successful, more fulfilled. But she also sees the danger. If she chooses wrong, she could lose herself completely, trapped in a life that's not really hers. The mirror's reflection shows her a final image, two paths. One leads to her current life, familiar and flawed, but real. The other leads to a life of endless possibilities, but with the risk of losing her identity. Taking a deep breath, Emma makes her choice. She steps away from the mirror and turns her back on it. "I choose my own life," she whispers, rejecting the temptation of what could have been. As soon as she says these words, the mirror's reflection changes. It no longer shows alternate lives, just her own reflection, exactly as she is. The carvings on the frame stop moving, the vines untwist, and the flowers wither away. The next morning, Emma wakes up to find the mirror gone, leaving only an empty space in her room. She feels a sense of loss but also relief. She knows that by choosing her own life, with all its flaws, she has taken back control of her reality. As she steps out into the world, Emma feels a new sense of purpose. She understands now that the choices she makes define who she is, and while the temptation of what could have been will always be there, she is content to live the life she has chosen. And somewhere in a dusty corner of an antique shop, the mirror waits, ready for the next person searching for something more.